It's the summer of 2020, and depending on when you're watching this video, obviously things are not what they used to be at the moment, but people still want to have fun. And one of the ways that you can have fun is to basically do some of the things that you were able to do in the past that unfortunately you can't do now, especially if you don't want to compromise your health and safety by going to places that attract crowds. Now, what I'm talking about here is something that is also affordable and a lot of fun. And basically what it is replicating the theater experience at home. Gift cards, at least 4 or 5 of these that I know of, lying around the house that I've gotten as gifts, and I do love them. I think these make great gifts, at least in the past they did, because who doesn't go to the movies? Very few people don't go to the movies. I love going to the movies, and these are things that I definitely use. But there was a time where I got a number of gift cards at work, and some relatives gave them to me, and I had a few laying around. And recently I saw them again, I just found them again and really started wondering, this would really make a lot of people feel good. It will make me feel good if I could go to the movies and experience that again like I used to. Now, movie theaters are starting to gradually open back up again with significant restrictions regarding social distancing and limited options. However, the point of this video is showing you and just kind of reminding you, because I'm sure everybody knows this, being home, just watching TV, being on the computer, that's all well and good, I guess, but it's a sign of the times. People love doing that. But wouldn't it be nice to do something with the whole family together, even if it's not, I'm not saying invite a bunch of people over and have a party. Definitely not. But I am saying, for your immediate family members that are in the same household, you're home together, why don't you do an activity that makes you come together and enjoy something that everybody would like. People of all ages would like to go to the movies, or in this case, replicate the movie theater experience at home. Now, one of the ways to do it is just simulate what it would be like to go to the movies, but make it at home. And one of the best ways to do that is not just to have a big screen TV and view some movies on the big screen, which that is something that is great to do. And I have a television behind me right now, and definitely, it's something that I do. But if you want to go the extra mile to give it that little bit of extra familiarity, the way it used to when you did go to the movies for real, I recommend making popcorn and also purchasing movie theater type concession candies and snacks so that you can really give it that flavor and feel at home as if you were going to the movies, and really go all out on this. Supermarkets do sell movie theater popcorn buckets that you can use to basically cook your own popcorn and fill them up with your own popcorn. Or, of course, they come in microwavable packets with the popcorn bucket included in the overall package. And you could make popcorn and have a lot of fun basically replicating the movie theater experience at home, complete with popcorn and candies and concessions. And don't forget the soda. Definitely want to do that, and get exotic with the flavors. Do some exotic fruity flavored sodas and things of that nature. And don't forget that you also want to be mindful of health. Health and fitness is still important. You don't want to overdo it with junk food, and you don't need to. In order to do this fun activity, you don't need to throw out and forget about consuming a relatively healthy diet. Now, it's not going to be ideal, obviously not, none of this is ideal. This is still snacks and candy, so you know, it's not ideal, but there are some things that you can do to just be mindful of some of the caloric content and nutritional facts about the various snacks that you're gonna use when you try to replicate the movie theater experience at home with food. Now, popcorn is a great one. I'm gonna start off with that one because I think that can be relatively not as unhealthy as some of the other options. And the reason I say that is because if you don't consume a lot of quantity, you could still have a lot of volume of popcorn, especially if you make it yourself without the additional fats and, you know, oils that you may not be aware are contained in real movie theater popcorn. So you can make popcorn at home relatively healthy. Again, it's still popcorn, but it's got volume, so it's gonna seem like a lot when you snack on it, especially if you snack on it slowly while you're enjoying a movie. You know, obviously you're gonna eat hundreds and hundreds of calories in this snack, so there's no getting around that. But if you plan your day accordingly and don't overeat, you know, you might be able to fit in the calorie intake of these snacks and still not go over whatever limit you want to set for yourself. Or if you're like me and you're just generally aware of things and not really calorie counting per se, you know, I'm aware that if I make popcorn at home, I can make it in such a way, you know, make it dry, air pop it if you can, use minimal ingredients that will add to saturated fat and sodium. Now, that doesn't mean that you shouldn't add salt. You know, definitely try incorporating Himalayan sea salt to the popcorn to give it a little bit of extra kick, and maybe some spices. You know, you can experiment with that. Look online for various recipes and various mixtures and spices that you can add to popcorn to make it, you know, to make it something a little more special. But I find that just putting a little bit of Himalayan sea salt goes a long way. I don't use any oil outside of whatever the package comes with, if it's a microwavable popcorn, which is typically what I do, or you can just buy the real, you know, corn kernels and pop them yourself on a stovetop. You could go that route too. That would probably be the healthiest way to do it, because you don't have to use any oil, and you for sure know that you're not getting oils, because you could just read the label, and if you don't add oil, there's not going to be any in there. And the other thing you could do is don't forget about the other candies and concessions, because to really get that movie theater feel, you want to have it all. So, you know, even though we're still trying to be a little bit health conscious, some of us are at least, don't neglect some of the other concessions. Like, for example, you can make it somewhat healthy by being selective about the candy that and snacks that you use. So I recommend, instead of doing like Twizzlers and Skittles and those type of candies, and by the way, there's nothing really wrong with those candies, it's just that they're very concentrated in their calories because of the high sugar content. So it's way too easy to just eat a little bit at a time and still get too many calories in. So as far as bang for your buck in terms of the amount that you can eat and the calorie content, I recommend going for, of course, popcorn, but then also from a candy standpoint, try to look at candies with nuts like peanut M&Ms. That's a great option too, because peanuts do have a little bit of protein, a little bit of healthy fat, and the M&Ms, even though it is a candy, it's still not that bad. If you actually eat a serving of it, it's not that much. And depending on where you buy these candies, you could just go to your local supermarkets. They may have a section there that offers smaller travel size or even movie theater size, to really go the extra mile, movie theater size packaging for these concession snacks. Now, if you don't eat the whole thing, if you don't go crazy, you know, you can actually do this, consume popcorn, a little bit of candy, some soda. You know, if you want to go with diet soda, that would probably be even better. And I'm speaking strictly from a calorie standpoint. But again, you don't have to do that. Again, that's just what I do. You know, I'd rather not drink a couple of hundred calories in soda when I could just have popcorn and candy and have diet soda. But again, do it however you want, but just be mindful that you have an option here, and there is a way to do this, have fun, without totally going crazy and making it a super unhealthy, food fest. You could still have fun, get all the candies that you wouldn't have in a movie theater, get popcorn buckets, get the soda, get the straw. You could go along, maybe on Amazon you can order different soda cups, souvenir cups, and just go the extra mile and do it that way. And again, guys, this is just one tip to have fun, because really at the end of the day, it's a balance between, health and fitness, nutrition, and having fun and living your life. You don't want to go too overboard, one or the other, but with this video, hopefully I reminded you, because I know you already know this, reminded you that you could still have fun by replicating the movie theater experience in your home in a safe way, and if you want to, relatively healthy if you don't go overboard with the quantities and are a little bit selective with the snack choices that you select. With that said, guys, hope you got something out of this video, and until the next time, guys, I will see you in the next video.